Lanka Mata, Upper Sri Lanka. Namo, 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 Namo Mata. Sundara Sri Marini, Surani Ati Sobhamaya Lanka. Manya Ganaya Nekamal Panaturu Piri Jaya Bhumiya Ramya. Apahata Sapa Siri Seta Sadaya, Jivanaye Mata. Diviganu Mena Apavakti Puja, Namo Namo Mata. Apa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata. Upave Aparindya, Upamaya Apasatya, Upave Apashanti, Apahada Tulabhanti, Upapahaloke, Apage Anuprane, Navajivana Demine, Nitina Apapubudu Karan Mata. Jana Veera Vadavamila Ragena Yanugana Jaya Bhumikara. Ekamavaka Gidaru Kalabavina, Yamu Yamu Vinopama. Devamada Samaveda Durarada, Namo Namo Mata. Apa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata. To empowering professionals, we are committed. Since 1988, we stand united. Our loyalty is with integrity to what is best for our community. We are the members of the APB,
Serving all who are in our society.
be they wealthy, be they meek.
What's best for the
stand. With challenges and tests, we shall contend. By building on the strength we uphold. With bad course ethics, we'll be bold. Empowering professionals, we are committed. Since 1988, we stand united. We stand united.
Please remain standing to observe 1 minute silence to honor of past presidents and founder members, other members who are not with us. Thank you. Please be seated. Let me announce the housekeeping rules. Before speaking, introduce yourself to the group. Stick to the agenda unless the group decide to change it. One person speaks at a time as recognized by the chair. Respect other opinions. Members who have joined virtually, please use the chat box to raise your questions. Please switch off your cameras and stay on mute. Be concise and respectful of others wishing to comment. No proxy shall be valid at this meeting. Voting at this meeting shall be by show hands. And also I will be reading the notice of AGM notice that has been sent to all members on 31st January 2022. Dear members, notice of the 33rd Annual General Meeting. Notice hereby given that 33rd Annual General Meeting of the Association of Professional Bankers Sri Lanka will be held at 6 p.m. on Friday, 25th March at IBSL Auditorium. Any resolution for consideration at the AGM should be forwarded to the Secretary General on or before 25th February 2022. Signed by Anton Almugam, Secretary General. So meeting to order with the sufficient quorum. I invite Mr. KB Rajapaksa, President of Association of Professional Bankers Sri Lanka, to deliver the vote of thanks. My address, sorry.
Good evening. I warmly welcome my dear fellow professionals and members of APB. I am proud to have given the opportunity to serve as the president of APB for the year 2021 and 2022. This has been a rewarding and interesting experience. There are many wonderful colleagues in this association with great enthusiasm for the betterment of the APB. So I am not going to detail our accomplishments for the year, but highlight few of them. Actually, up to September, the country was critically, according to the health guideline of the corona. After October only, we were able to meet and have the discussion about our future plans. So the first I take the publication committee. Publication committee headed by Mr. Hasrat Munsingh manage all the publication of the association very well, including coordinating print media relationship. They renew the relationship with Daily FT and with other media institutions as well. And e-journal was published several times by this committee. They played a significant role at our annual convention, publishing an e-Sonia as well. In addition to members of the publication committee, I would like to thank Mr. Pubudu Diwakar of People's Bank for his untiring contribution. Membership and Social Committee, headed by Mr. Teeksana Panditasekara, they were able to complete the database of membership with an updated website, a record number of 309 new members, 200 in that 295 live and 11 ordinary were onboarded with full support of council members and bank coordinators of respective banks. I believe this is a remarkable growth for 1 year period in the APB history. I appreciate the contribution made by the bank coordinator of BOC, Mr. Samira Mathota Arachi. Actually, he contributed lot of memberships, taking lot of memberships. Special Events Committee, headed by Mr. K. Ravindran and Mr. Halim Hettigoda. This committee conducted online interbank quiz competition very successfully with the participation of 28 teams. Actually, this was a new experience to APB because this was online and virtually conducted. It was a new experience to APB and also for the participants. Another event of APB is the CEO GM felicitation ceremony, which was conducted last Tuesday. Our Secretary General will brief the details shortly. Continuous Professional Development Committee. This committee headed by Mrs. Christine. This committee was responsible to conduct events to develop the knowledge among the community. They conducted very successful more than 5 webinars virtually on important contemporary topics. The insights of those webinars were very thought-provoking. This year, we were able to conduct our annual flagship convention of APB at Cinnamon Grand Hotel with, the very successful participations. This year, theme of the convention was sprinting ahead with agility, which was chosen specifically to shed light on banking industry role in the post-pandemic economic revival of the country. The chief guest was Central Bank Governor and keynote speaker was country manager of IFC. There were so many APB members and council members, including officials, who worked tirelessly to make this a successful event despite their busy schedules. My special thanks to Jeremy and Anjali. Actually, both of them work hard, including other council members. And also, we are most grateful to our sponsors, People's Bank and National Savings Bank as platinum sponsors, Bank of Ceylon as gold sponsor, DFCC, Commercial, HNB, NDB as silver sponsors, Pan Asia Bank, Cargill Bank, Bank of China, Regional Development Bank, Sampath Bank, Nation Trust Bank, Ceylon Bank, State Mortgage and Investment Bank, MasterCard, Epic Techno Village, People's Insurance as bronze sponsors, and People's Leasing Finance, Public Bank, HDFC sponsored through eSonia. This time actually we managed our stationery cost publishing e-souvenir instead of printed hard copy of a souvenir. Once again, I extend my sincere gratitude to all of them, especially CEO, GMs of those banks. Without them, this wouldn't have been a successful event. This year, the council was able to add more than, I want to record this. This year, the council was able to add more than 7 million to the APB collection account from membership fee and convention income. We were able to conduct the 20th Mr. K. Sivaganathan Memorial Oration jointly with K. Sivaganathan Memorial Trust with physical and virtual participation. Dr. Deshal Demal was the keynote speaker. Even our chairman also and chairman and Mr. Sanat Manatunga also participated as panel members. We have conducted 14 council meetings despite the busy schedules of our council members and council of advisors. We were fortunate to hold the 400th council meeting of APB. This is a remarkable council meeting held as a special council meeting with the participation of all relevant members. And also we were able to find suitable premises to hold our council meeting because when the pandemic was there, so most of the hotel, they restricted to conduct the meetings. That time, Director General of IBSL, he assisted to us. Then we were able to find suitable places here to hold our council meeting as per the COVID health guidelines. For this, Director General of IBSL graciously supported us to hold our council meeting in their premises. Further, to strengthen the relationship with IBSL, we have signed a MOU with IBSL. I think it is a win-win situation for both organizations. The council was able to rejuvenate the process of incorporating ABB. Actually, this is a very long, outstanding matter. Mr. Sunil Silla and Mrs. Nalani and our former council member, Mr. Tejaga, they were involved very well for this, the process. So APB has a legal country from an act through Parliament of Sri Lanka. I think now the matter is at the Attorney General Department. Special thanks to Teekshan and Christine. So they work hard to get again actively that implement that incorporation of APB as a legal entity. Today, though my term as president will end, I will continue my support for the betterment of APB. I wish all the best to incoming president. Finally, I wish to extend my respect and gratitude to advisors, council members, my colleagues, staff of People's Bank, Fund Management Committee, APB Secretary Ms. Seka, and other officers of the other officers for the contribution and support extended to me for a successful year 2021 and 2022 of APB. Thank you. I invite our Secretary General, Mr. Anton, to present the minutes of last year AGM.
The 32nd AGM minutes has been well in advance circulated to the members. So can I have the House permission to adopt? If proposed by, seconded by. Thank you.
I invite Secretary General to present the annual report of APB.
Thank you, Mr. President. Secretary's annual report also had been circulated well in advance and also hosted in the website. Since the President has highlighted and given the detailed description of the activities, but for the formalities, let me touch some key areas that has been done during the year review. On behalf of the Association of Professional Bankers, it gives me a great pleasure to present in the annual report of the association for the period April 2021 to March 2022. The said period was considered as extremely productive and significant for the APB. The Fund Management Committee appointed at the last AGM meeting at 32nd was held on 25th March 2021. Mr. Ennayaka Bandara, Mr. Aravinda Pereira, Mr. Sunil D. Silva, and Mrs. Shashi Kandambi Jazim. Council of Advisors being appointed at the first meeting held on 388th Council meeting on 8th of April 2021. The following members were appointed: Mr. Kadravelu Pille, Mr. P.R. Lehenanayaka, Mr. Ennayaka Bandara, Mr. Lakshman Silva, Mr. Dimantha Senivaratna, Mr. Deepa Abesekara, Mrs. Shashi Kandambi Jazim, Mr. Hasankar Anori, Mr. Banu Vijayaratna, and Mr. Jagat Gamanayaka. And the activities that has been already given in detail by the President, but still let me quickly touch some areas. The hard work job done has been done by the subcommittees. PNC Publication Subcommittee headed by Mr. Hasrat Munasinghe and Mr. Rohana Kumara. And the committee members were Mr. Vijita Kumarasri and Ms. Maya Shamara Surya. The committee strengthened the ties with the Daily FT and renewed the partnership for the year 2021-22. Monthly APB page was published in several months. And the flagship event of Association of Professional Bankers 32nd anniversary annual convention, which was held on 18 January 2021, the Daily FT was signed up as the official print media partner. A full-page advertisement and 4 quarter pages advertisements were negotiated free of charge as part of the sponsorship. An e-journal was published during the year, which was carried research articles and APB news. In spite of challenges, the committee met 6 times during the year, physically and virtually. The membership and social committee headed by Mr. Tikshana Panditasekara and co-chairman Mr. M.R.N. Rohana Kumara, and the members were Mr. B.A.H.S. Prina and Mr. Isuru Jayavira. The bank coordinators investiture was held through Zoom with a novel experience, as the usual public gathering was not permitted during the pandemic. Then the committee also undertook to task the reviewing the criteria for the Lifetime Achievement Awards with the objective of enhancing its scope. The proposed amendments were presented at the council and approved. A record number of 294 new memberships which including 256 life, 11 ordinary, and 19 upgrade to life, were onboarded during the year from April to February 2022. The committee also had 6 times meetings during the year, physically and virtually. Then the Special Events Committee, Chairman Mr. Ravindran and Co-Chairman Mr. Halil Nitins. The committee year plan included organizing events to raise funds, holding a charity event, organizing an interbank quiz program, and holding a CEO felicitation ceremony. SEC was able to successfully organize an interbank quiz program via Zoom with the assistance of a service provider. APB member felicitation ceremony was held on 22nd March 2022. The following members were recognized by the council with the participation of Council of Advisors, council members, and the members of the Fund Management Committee. Mr. Timal Pereira, CEO of DFCC Bank, Mrs. Arunik Gunatilaka, Chairperson HNB, Mr. Jayasinghe, CEO of RDB. And the year plan of the SCC were compelled to postpone during the pandemic situation of the country during the year 2021. And the Continuous Professional Development Committee, Chairperson Mrs. Christine Jesudin, Co-Chairperson Ms. Anjali Gunatilaka, and the committee members were Mr. Asita Pinadua, Mr. Jeremy De Silva, and Mr. Isuru Jayavira. They actually done a fantastic job. They held first event was timely topic, very much under discussion that time. Namely, the topic was COVID-19. Are we seeing the end of the beginning or beginning of the end? The event was conducted in collaboration with the Parkway Hospital, Singapore. On 15th of July 2021, the CPDC organized a webinar, yet again, a very important subject to the bankers and to the general public. The topic was transformation from traditional banking to digitalization. On October 13th, 2021, the webinar was held under the theme of the Port City Special Economic Zone Overview and the Objectives. The budget forum was held on 16 November 2021, and the 20th annual K. Sivaganathan Memorial Oration under the theme of Navigating Sri Lanka's Economic Challenges was held on 10th March 2022. And with regard to APB policies, nomination for the outstanding contribution awarding the policy has been reviewed and amended. The council approved the same. We also appointed very dynamic bank coordinators from 28 banks, and 29 bank coordinators, including one from Central Bank. As President mentioned, we held the annual convention held on 18 January 2022. The governor of the Central Bank, Mr. Ajit Niwad Kabra, graced the event as a chief guest. Around 250 banking professionals participated at this event. Governor also awarded the President's Award for Outstanding Services to the APB and the awards for honorary life membership of APB to past presidents at the event. President's Award for Outstanding Services to the APB awarded to Mr. Enanayaka Bandara. Award of honorary life membership to APB to past presidents. Past President Mr. Senrat Bandara 2017-2018. Past President Mr. Asankar Ranhoti 2018 to 2019. Past President Mr. C. Amarasinghe 2019 to 2020. Past President Mr. Aruna Fernando 2020 to 2021. Mr. P.L. Enanayaka, past President and Advisory Council member, had been elected to the OPA EXCO as representative of the banking sector. The APB affiliation with OPA was further strengthened during the year, and the following appointments were made. As forum members, Mr. KB Rajapaksa, Mr. Jagat Gamanayaka, Mr. Anton Almugam, Mr. Jeremy De Silva, and Mr. Banu Vijayawardena. And the council meetings was continually conducted. As a practice, APB council meetings are generally held on second Thursday of each month. During the period under review, a total of 14 meetings were held, both in virtually and physically. And the council members' participation of attendance meetings being given in the annual report in detail. Incorporation of the APB as a legal body is another milestone achievement that earlier bill has been recovered by the Parliament and obtained the signature of the Member of Parliament. As required, it has to be forwarded to AG office for legal clearance. It officially takes about 6 weeks. Once it will be presented, it will be sent to Parliament for the first reading. After approval from the Ministry of Finance for their clearance, thereafter it will be submitted to the Parliament for approval. Once approved, it is necessary to publish a gazette notification by the Speaker of the House to become law. So tentatively and hopefully we should be able to see the light in 3 to 4 months if times everything goes well. And the total membership, focus drive membership being the drive-through membership subcommittee was able to reach 287 total members, where they utilize the resources of bank coordinators to take this activity more vibrantly. So with that, I conclude in submitting the annual report of APB for 2021-2022.
Thank you, Mr. Anton. Our next item is presentation and adoption of statement of accounts for the year ended 31st December 2021. Only the minutes, no? Yeah. Annual reports next year. Only the accounts. And the minutes. Okay. I kindly invite our treasurer, Mr. Indiga. Yeah, Indiga.
Very good evening to everybody. We have circulated the accounts well in advance. Hope everyone got time to go through it. However, I will give you a small highlights about the financial position of the APB. This was a tough time, but with the assistance of the bank coordinators, we were able to get at plus 300 plus memberships during this year. This is one of the highest membership drive year. So our financial position, financial performance, sorry, we have reached 1.8 million, which is low compared to previous years. 1.8 million income, mainly the net income from research symposium, we got 1 million out of it. Our expenses were 3.3 million, including our office expense and all other expenses. It is 3.3, including all the webinars we did and all the events we did. So we had a loss of 1.4 million on the APB side. Whereas our APB development fund, again, we had a drop in income because of the low interest regime prevailing during the year. So however, we received 4.7 million rupees as interest income. There are no expenses on the development fund, and our tax liability is 469,000. So on consolidated level, we have achieved a 2.8 million profit after the tax liability as well. Then on our financial position, APB is at 7 million. Mainly our deposit, we had 3 million and cash in hand at 3.6 million because we were holding some cash to pay for the conference which held at 18 January. So that's why our liquid cash position was high. On the development fund, our deposit base stood at 74 million and expecting a 1.3 million interest. So we are at 75.99 million on the deposit for the development fund. So on consolidated level, we are at 83 million rupees on the funding side, right? This is the main highlights. So I would like your support to adapt the accounts if you don't have any questions.
So someone may propose. You're proposing, and someone second. Asanka propose.
Shashi.
Shashi second.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Indika. Recommendation of the you declare that.
I cordially invite Mr. Hello. I cordially invite Mr. CPA Karunatilaka, Director General of IBSL, to exchange a MOU with APB. On behalf of the APB, Mr. KB Rajapaksa, the President of Association of Professional Bankers, and Mr. Jerome D. Silva, Senior Vice President, will be joining.
Council has taken decision not to transfer the funds to the APB main fund. So keep in the other accounts. So next one is no resolutions or no any other proposals. So we gave the time and there are no any proposals and the resolutions. So next item is I kindly invite to chairman of the nomination committee to hand over the applications, Mr. Sunil Silva. for office bearers of 2022 and 2023. Nomination for year 2022-2023 for Association of Professional Bankers Council. President Mr. Jeremy De Silva, proposed by Mr. Nalin Edirisinghe, seconded by Mr. Johan Ibel. Senior Vice President Mr. BAHS Preena, proposed by Mr. ACN Arumugam, seconded by Mr. KB Rajapaksa. Vice President Mr. Halin Hettigoda, proposed by Mr. Anjali Gunatilaga, seconded by Mr. Kusal De Silva. Vice President Mr. ACN Arumugam, Mr. Anton Arumugam, proposed by Mr. KK Duminda Silla, seconded by Mr. KR Naguleshwaran. As the Secretary General, nominated Mr. Dilshan Pereira, proposed by Mr. Kalum Edirisinghe, seconded by Mr. Angelo Pillai. As the treasurer of the next council, Mr. MRN Rohana Kumara, proposed by Mr. KG Deepal, seconded by Mrs. SHMMP Herat. As Assistant Secretary, Ms. Anjali Gunatilaka, proposed by Mr. G. Kusal De Silva, seconded by Mr. Jeremy De Silva. Immediate past as myself as immediate past president. Council members, Mr. A.S. M.W. Kumar Siri, proposed by Mr. T.S. Hajreen, seconded by Mr. K.B. Rajapaksa. Council member, Mr. K. Ravindran, proposed by Mr. P.A.W. Piris, seconded by Ms. M.N.A. Fernando. Council member, Mr. A.V.I.G. Jaivira, proposed by Mr. Teekshana Panditasekara, seconded by Mr. Halin P. Hettigoda. Council member, Ms. Christine Jesudian, proposed by Mr. T.D.P. Pereira, seconded by Ms. M.N.A. Fernando. Council member, Mr. Y.A. Jaitilaka, proposed by Mr. M.R.N. Rohanakumara, seconded by Ms. S.H.M.M.P. Herat. Council member, Ms. L.C. Kure, proposed by Mr. P. Henanayaka, seconded by Mr. J.M.D. Silla. Council member, Mrs. Tushari Hewavasam, proposed by Ms. D.M.T.S. Disanayaka, seconded by Mr. K.B. Rajapaksa. Council member, Mr. R.K.U.I. Ranavira, proposed by Mr. U.I. Kudagamagi, seconded by Mr. A.C.N. Arumugam. Council member, Mr. Teekshana Pandit Sekara, proposed by Mr. A.V.I.G. Jaivira, seconded by Mr. Halin P. Hettigoda. First of all, I wish my congratulations to the new elected president and all council members. And I especially thanks to our chairman and the committee members of the nomination committee. They have worked hard and selected our next year team. Thank you, Mr. Sunil and other team players.
Do you have any nominations? Do you have any nominations?
Yeah.
Names that has been presented. Do you have any other nominations other than the names that has been presented? So none, yes.
So we declare that these names have been duly elected to the 2022 and 2023 Council of Association of Professional Bankers. The next item is to administer the oath and induct the new president for the year. And so shall we? After that, no? Before that, I am there. So another 2 minutes, huh? Okay. Induction oath. You have been elected to the office of President of the Association of Professional Bankers, Sri Lanka, APB, and will be the head of the Council of the Association of Professional Bankers, Sri Lanka. You will be expected to preside at all its meetings and any general meeting. It is your duty to uphold the APB constitution and work towards the achievement of the objectives stated therein. Will you, Jeremy D. Silla, solemnly declare that you will serve the Association of Professional Bankers, Sri Lanka, as the president to the best of your ability?
I do.
Now that you have formally declared your intention to serve as president, I hereby pronounce you duly elected as the president of the Association of Professional Bankers, Sri Lanka. I will place this symbolic badge of office on you, which you will wear at all general meetings and ceremonial functions. On behalf of the membership of the APB, may I pledge our utmost cooperation to you as the president of the APB. I congratulate you and wish all the success. Congratulations. So I think now 2022 1 and 2022 council members move to the audience. So I warmly welcome newly elected President Mr. Jeremy De Silva to carry on the proceedings.
We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. This is a quote by past president of US, Ronald Reagan, said at one of his inauguration speeches when he took oath as a president. Good evening, everybody. Immediate past president, Mr. Rajapaksa, members of the council, members of the advisory committee, members of the fund management committee, fellow members of APB, and also I warmly welcome all the newly elected office bearers. We have 5 new office bearers joining us, APB, this council. It is an honor and privilege for me to be elected today as the 33rd president of APB. This professional body has been in operation for almost 33 years, and it has been a milestone that APB has achieved throughout this career. Incidentally, this is something honor that has been given to me to lead this professional body, and I thank everybody who had the trust and confidence on me to lead this organization in the year 22-23. I will be failing in my duties if I did not recognize one great gentleman who was instrumental in encouraging me to join the APB and join the council. Unfortunately, today, this gentleman is not with us today due to his health conditions. He's Mr. Parma Dharmawadana. Mr. Dharmawadana was instrumental in advocating me to join the council. Been working with him on a short project in the bank. He was always behind, Jeremy, you have to come into the council from the next year. So I was a little bit hesitant, but then stood the decision to join the council in the year 2015-2016 under the leadership of President Deepal Abesekara. Since then, I have been able to work with many presidents and hold many positions within the APB, from treasurer to secretary general to vice president, senior vice president, and today here as president. It is an honor for me, coming from a small bank. I think it's a great honor to be at the helm of this institution, APB. So it's an honor to my institution, Pan Asia Bank. I think incidentally, it's the first president from small bank, Pan Asia. And my grateful gratitude to the board of directors, CEO, managing director, management, and all the staff for the encouragement given to me during my activities to engage freely with APB activities. This year also, incidentally, marks the 33rd year of my being in the banking career. So it's a coincidence that I take over the APB as the 33rd president also. It's a great honor on this day, being there for 33 years in the banking industry and being as the 33rd president of APB. I assure you with full responsibility that this year, with my committed team, that we'll be able to uphold all the good values and ethics of APB as a professional entity and take this forward in delivering what is expected from our greater membership as dynamic bankers. We also should remember our co-founders who have had the thoughts of initiating such a great association for our professional bankers. If not for their thought, today many of us would not be here as professional bankers gathering today. So that great thought and gratitude should go out to our co-founders for forming association for banking. There we could gather as professionals and develop the banking profession as we go on. As our vision statement says, power of professionalism in banking in Sri Lanka. If we are to drive the vision of APB, we need to be looking at the future, challenges that we would see 5 to 10 years down the line, and gear up our professionals. Today, we have the opportunity tying up with the Institute of Bankers to move forward this golden opportunity to develop professionals. As you all know, young talent is required for the bank, but we are unable to find young talent joining the banks today, which is a tedious task for our human resources departments across banks. So what we need to start with APB is we are initiating a mentoring program to mentor the final AIB finalists, which I think it's pertinent at this moment to look at new professionals, new thinking, new mindsets that are required for the future that we need to run a professional body as well as a bank, which will contribute immensely towards the development of the country. So I'm sure we would be able to have that co-link. And today, as we had an initial discussion also, it was warmly welcomed by the Institute of Bankers, the thought that we could take this forward jointly. So I'm sure in this audience, we have many expertise that could support this worthy cause to develop our young professionals going forward. So I'm sure we'll have many of them joining us on this journey to develop the young professionals. The much awaited APB incorporation, which has been prolonged for some long years, has seen some light. As you heard from the president, we would be able to see some light with the passing of the first draft bill, hopefully before this single new year. And then we would see that we'll be able to have some legally incorporated body, which will help us to tie up more as with other professional bodies and do much more activities that we could do to develop the professional skills of the young banking generation need for the future. We also are looking at regionalizing some of our activities, because many of our activities have been centered around the Colombo, which many of our members in the outskirts have not been able to attend to our activities. So what we would see this year, where possible, since the health conditions in the country have improved, that we'll be able to take a journey to the outskirts, the regions, where we can embed those bankers in the regions, also to participate in our activities and also develop their skills and continue their careers. As a professional body, we need to foster tie-ups with other professional bodies. We already have one tie-up with CIMA. For the greater benefit of our members, we had not been able to advocate that within the last year due to certain limitations, but we hope to continue that tie-up this year and encourage our professional bankers also to seek membership within professional other bodies at different entry levels by doing different required qualifications expected for the banks to be developed. As banking has evolved over the years, there are new avenues, new fields that are required to cater to the development activities going forward. So APB, as a premier professional body, we would look forward to taking this with tie-ups with many professional bodies so that our members will reap the benefits in able to develop their skill set required for the future banking that is demanding from the banking sector. Another area that we need to revisit is our constitution. It has been drafted well many years ago, but still today with the evolving developments that are required, we need to see how we could encourage new entry levels, new qualifications that are required as professional bankers, because there are diversified areas in banking. It's not only the traditional operations that are done today. We need to have experts in risk management, treasury, compliance, information security. Wide range of new job titles are coming into our banking channels. So we need to encourage, while we see many professionals in those areas, we need to encourage those members entry levels into our professional body APB. And also the student membership, we would see how we could generate a student membership to our APB body, because after qualifying as AIB, 5 years is required to be a member of APB. So in the interim, we lose a lot of young bankers joining other sectors. So what we could do is to see our avenue where we could start some development activity which will tie up the young bankers, student bankers as members to this professional body so that we can retain them and give an opportunity for our bankers also when we want to recruit from this younger generation. So with this, I shall end my speech. Once again, thank you, dear members, for the confidence and trust that you have shown upon our new council. I strongly advocate everybody to get involved in more and more APB activities in the year to come, so that we could engage a more professional body in developing the nation that is required at the time of this. So thank you very much for your patient listening. Next in the agenda is calling for nominations for the Fund Management Committee to be members to be elected to the Fund Management Committee. Currently, we have 4 members on the committee: Mr. Hernayaka Bandara, Mr. Aravinda Pereira, Mr. Sunil De Silva, and Shashi Kandambi Jasim. So I propose from the chair that these 4 members continue this year in the ensuing year 22-23 too, unless otherwise there's any other new nominations by the forum. Any other new nominations or any objections in terms of the constitution or anything? Or I declare these 4 members as elected members for the Fund Management Committee for the year 22-23. So we have come to almost the end. So I would invite our newly elected Secretary General to cast a vote of thanks. Oh, sorry. We need to the appointment of auditors. Current auditors are GMS auditors. So if there are any objections for their continuity of service doing the, then somebody propose and second that we can appoint them. Shashi is proposing. Anton will second. Thank you. So I declare GMS auditors as auditors for the year 22-23. Thank you. So I will call upon our Secretary General, Dilshan Pereira, for the vote of thanks.
Newly elected President, Association of Professional Bankers, past presidents of APB, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the conclusion of the 33rd Annual General Meeting of the APB and the dawn of a new era for APB. It is a privilege for me to propose the vote of thanks and to recognize the efforts of all those who assisted us in last year and also in holding today's AGM successfully. On behalf of all the members of APB, we extend our gratefulness to the Council of Members, the Council of Advisors, and the Fund Management Committee for the sacrificing their valuable time for the betterment of APB. Also, Nominations Committee, who handle the nominations of APB office bearers for the year 2022-2023. Our immediate past President, Secretary General, and other office bearers for their valuable contribution during last year. IBSL for providing the venue and the logistics, as well as OS2 Works, our membership management company, for handling the communication and the live streaming of the event, including the media personnel for having covered the event. We greatly appreciate your assistance. The office staff at our APB Secretariat have been very helpful in attending to the various activities of APB. We need to recognize the efforts of Ms. Rekha Abewardana, who ensures the smooth functioning of the APB Secretariat. Also, we are very much appreciative of the efforts of our auditor, GMS, for delivering the APB financial statements on time for the AGM. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, without your participation, this AGM would have lost the spirit of fellowship. Hence, we are indeed grateful to all of you for your presence. Once again, on behalf of the Association of Professional Bankers of Sri Lanka, I take this opportunity to thank all of you for being with us this evening and we hope you will remain with us for the fellowship and dinner. Wish you all a very enjoyable evening. We will now proceed to the 14th floor for fellowship. Thank you. Sorry, just climb 2 down, 12th floor.